Before we get questions for our student athletes, Coach, just a statement on your team's season and what this group was able to do this year.
Yeah, I mean, right now it probably sounds or feels like hollow praise, but knowing how Reece led us and to get to this point, to win 23 games and where they finished in the ACC is a credit to them. And I think you saw tonight, when teams really make it hard on Isaac and Reece, it's tough. We've had a number of games where we've gotten beat handily, and credit goes to Colorado State. They are a hard-nosed, tough defensive team, and they run their stuff well. Nico does a great job, and their physicality bothered us. But, I look at the job Reece did on their excellent point guard, Isaiah Stevens. He did the job there. They just had some ways. I thought Jordan gave us a lift and stretches, but there's a hard way to go out. There's no question about that. But I'm proud of these guys for getting us to this point. It is a hard tournament to qualify, and you want to be playing your best when you get into it. And obviously, we did not do that. And but it doesn't change anything about this guy's career and what he's done for 4 years. I've never seen a guy get better and better. And someone's going to be very fortunate at the pro level to have this guy. So, but I'm grateful for the way they are, and it's just a tough way to go out, of course.
Questions for Reece and Jordan. We will start in the first row on the end.
Reece, just your emotion on that being your final game at Virginia, everything you've accomplished, and then, as Coach mentioned, a tough way to end it. Your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a tough way to go out. Didn't imagine it to go that way at all. But, I'm just, blessed to have a career here of 4 years. I've been able to play since almost basically day one, and I know that's not usual. So I'm just looking back at it, happy about the experience, happy being back here, doing my last year of college, and it was just a blessing. So I don't want to define this game just to define my whole season or my whole career. So it's tough, but I'm glad to be in this position.
Just on our end, if you could say your name and media affiliation, it's greatly appreciated. Let's go to the second row in the middle.
Hey, Reece, Gene Wong, Washington Post. What was Colorado State doing to make it so tough shooting for you guys defensively? What were they able to do?
They did a good job, pressuring the ball, being in, passing lanes and in the gap. I think we ran some good offense today as well. We just, the shots weren't falling, but, I do credit them. They mixed it up with their ball screen coverages. Just do different looks, what kind of messed us up a little bit. But, I feel like we still ran some good offense.
Fourth row outside.
David Teal with the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Jordan, does there come a point in a game or in a series of games when the shots just won't fall, that as much as you try, your confidence just starts to wane and it becomes mental as much as physical?
I would say it's easy to do that. I was kind of telling Reece and Mac and our guys just keep shooting and believe in themselves. We know that we're getting good looks and good shots, and they just weren't falling at the time that we needed them to. But I still believe in our guys to take those shots, and I kept encouraging them.
The first row in the middle.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Jordan, this was your first and last season at UVA. How will you look back on this year?
In one word, I would say grateful and blessed. I think in such a short time, this has been family to me. And, I've just been embraced with open arms, and it's been a blessing to be here.
First row in the middle.
Reece, obviously, the shooting woes aside, defensively, it seemed like you guys struggled to contain them. What did they do? What made them effective? And when you're in a game that's getting away from you like that, and I know you've had some experience with it, but is it hard to buckle down and play the kind of defense that you guys are known for?
Yeah, they spaced it out well. Their cuts were really hard, a lot of moving parts. So, it's just kind of I feel like it stretched our defense today. We had some lapses with the post trap sometimes with the couple back screen stuff. But yeah, of course, we weren't hitting shots, and then they used a lot of the clock as well to get their good shots. So kind of broke us down. I feel like they were just never rushed throughout the game. So credit them for that.
Reece, Jordan, you guys are welcome to get up. We really appreciate your time, and we've really enjoyed having you here in Dayton. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll open up the floor now for questions for Coach. Let's start in the first row in the middle.
Tony, you've talked a lot about how this team had been knocked to the mat and gotten up time and again this season. Did you think at halftime, were you expecting a similar thing to happen in the second half?
I mean, we tried to open up the floor and attack. And again, as I said, Nico's team defensively is really good. And then I think it was alluded to when we were struggling. We got a few good looks. I mean, they played good defense, but we were really struggling to score. I thought our defense unraveled, and even when we were in front, their physicality bothered us. They just sort of would lower their shoulder and move our guys, and they scored right at the paint. And it just kind of, there is a feeling of, you felt that before probably a few times. And so, the ability to come out, I think we started at the half and got the ball in the right spot. Then we missed some free throws, and you just felt like, oh, here it goes again. And then they got a couple of easy ones, and it separated in a hurry. But the challenge is just to fight as hard as you can, try to get quality looks. But I think we talk trying to impose your will. They impose their will. They dominated the game plan in terms of their deal. And as I was walking over the podium, I heard Nico say, they're comfortable. They guard, and they make you kind of take your time. Not that we're a fast-paced team, I know, but there wasn't something there early. And then Reece got some stuff going to the lane.
Second row, far end.
Michael Presti, NCAA.com. A little bit along that same line, no matter how much you guard against it, when things just aren't falling at one end and you're frustrated and it just won't, is it easy to let that leak into the other end?
Absolutely. Again, they run good offense, good cuts. They scored inside, and they moved the ball. And again, I look at the job Reece did on their point guard, which was good. But it really is. And again, when they did a good job, when teams have taken out Reece and Isaac for us, it's been very difficult for us. We don't score. Jordan got a post bucket or two, but we don't have a lot of other options scoring-wise. We try to do it in different ways, and Jake was they had him sped up. So that definitely bled into the defense. And, again, the way they run there, you needed to be so sound all game. And, as they were separating, it seemed like it was an effect where we weren't helping on screens and doing the things that would have given us a chance to stay somewhat connected.
A fourth row back corner.
Tony, in early February in Tallahassee, you guys scored 80 points. That was your 8th consecutive ACC win. And from there, this team just seemed to lose its touch offensively. What happened in your mind?
Yeah, I think teams started really zoning off, gapping up on some guys, and just making it so hard for Reece and Isaac. They kind of face guarded, zoned off, and then I want to say they got a little bit of a blueprint on how to bother us, and we tried to come up with some different things. And and I thought we played good ball against NC State and even BC and in a Georgia Tech at the end. But a lot of it was predicated. We needed to make some shots, and then even the free throws. But we had to hit some shots just to give us a chance. But they were hard because of how it was jammed in the lane, zoned off of guys, and really face guarding or making it difficult on the others. And I think that kind of started happening as people saw, well, here's a way to maybe make it real challenging on us.
Only a couple more questions for Coach. Let's go to the third row.
Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. Coach, what was the scouting report on Nick Clifford, and maybe how did it go awry? He really kind of got them going, scoring and distributing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, their veteran play, their experience, it really showed. I mean, we're always just trying to be so sound, and we didn't really take away the lane, we didn't take away the three, and Reece did the job obviously on Stevens, but I thought they got loose on some of their screens and wide open looks, and it was just to make him earn. But he had his way, and obviously on the interior, Scott, his strength was real, and we looked a little bit rattled, to say the least, and I think that showed as our defense unraveled. And again, some of it had to do with our offensive struggles, but they have a nice balanced attack. They do, and I can tell they'll be a hard out. I'm sure that they'll play Texas next, and maybe they got some more length and can maybe guard in there. But they have experienced players, and it said they're very poised. Reece said that they don't get rushed, they don't get sped up. And again, that's a credit to Nico and these young men.
One more question on the end.
Tony, Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch. This is 4 out of the 5 last tournaments where you've left without winning a game. You won a national title in there too, which is obviously a huge accomplishment. Do you view these first-round early exits as a systemic issue, or is each one of them their own kind of thing?
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. I think when you say systemic, what do you mean by that? Just
do you think there's a problem and it needs to be a fix in the way you do things, or
Sure.
each one's its own?
Yeah, I think no, it's frustrating because before that we've been to a couple Sweet 16s, an Elite Eight, and a national championship, but there have been some hard losses in the first round, and that is frustrating. Some are unique, a COVID pause, key players getting injured, and I think absolutely I always have to examine our ability to advance. We've raised the bar really high here. We've qualified for this tournament, which is not an easy thing. We've done well, but it's stung to get to this point and not advance. And so, of course, we've got to keep adding quality players. We've got to look at things certainly from a system standpoint, absolutely. And I wish we could have played better and played quality because we were so excited to get this chance because this team maxed out for the most part in the regular season at times, and this happened. But it's something that I always look in the mirror after every year and say, okay, what adjustments? We got to get the right pieces in place, and so I think it's probably both and, to be honest.
Coach Bennett, tonight was his 500th career game at Virginia, 23-11 on the season, third in the ACC. Coach, really appreciate your time.
Thank you.